This collection of lessons is kind of interesting, just how all over the place it is with regards to what kinds of cards they're making lessons or not. I mean, they're thematically lessons. Obviously, they got like more card draw than you might normally think, given them. But like, okay, what do you think of water bending lesson? 3 and a blue. This is a sorcery.
Okay.
Draw 3 cards, then discard a card unless you water bend 2. Which means you have to either pay 2, you have to pay 2 mana, but you can also tap artifacts and creatures to help pay that.
Oh, sorry.
And if you don't, you discard a card.
So hold on. Back. So you draw 3 cards.
You draw 3 cards.
Now I have to water bend 2 cards.
No, you have to water bend 2 mana.
What do you mean water bend?
Okay, so what water bend means...
Oh, I thought that this was airbending. I'm sorry. Water bend.
So water bend 2 means pay 2 mana, but you may tap artifacts and or creatures to help pay this mana.
Okay. Or discard a card.
And if you don't, you discard a card.
I don't know, like cognitive load wise, is the juice worth the squeeze is a question.
I
guess
common?
Yeah. A common? I do think you want it to be all over the place. There can be this pitfall that you get into where you're just thinking about the lesson deck.
Yep.
The lesson deck. What does this look like? And I really don't think that should be the target.
Right.
Part of what's nice about Flashback, as an example of this, is because typically the costs are on this very extreme scale of the flashback cost is so much more than what the upfront cost is. It's pretty rare in Magic's history that there's been like a flashback deck. It's much more that you are pick a flashback card that you like. Now this has to get over the bar of it's not flashback. It doesn't have any intrinsic play to it. You do need the other card that cares about it to get to the point where now something's happening. You do need
sort
to have,
of. It's Sift with upside.
Sure, but like they do a lot of Sift with upside these days, right? Like we had to assume that that's considered to be below rate unless you're actually doing something.
Yes.
So I do think you need to have a certain level of just like nuts and bolts and all over the place sort of stuff where people can, if they want to do whatever the lesson thing is, whatever that looks like, okay, you play with a bunch of lessons and the cards they care about, that's fine. But you could also just play with a lesson that you like and maybe one card that cares about it that maybe you would play otherwise. And I think that's a much healthier kind of line to try to target than the junior designer pitfall of what's the lesson deck.
Yes.
Which also, like I would argue, is kind of what happened the first time around.
Yeah.
Like learn gets you into the spot where it's like, what does the deck look like? And I think that path is fraught.
Yeah, if you can make it so that there's like a little bit of a cherry on top situation where you were in for it anyway, but now you just get to feel good that you're cheating the system.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these, though, okay, I'm not going to, maybe I've already burned in it too much, but I'll just see what you think of this design.
Okay.
2 and a red, how to start a riot. By the way, the flavor text is, hey, riot. And then the word riot is in capitals and there's exclamation points around. You get it? So
I don't know what I'm supposed to get.
How to start a riot. Hey, riot. Because that's what people traditionally do is they
yell riot. And
somebody else says, oh, I've been looking for somebody to tell me what to do. It's time to riot, you know?
Yeah.
It's a regular Rage Against the Machine thing, you know? So 2 and a red, instant lesson. Target creature gains menace until end of turn.
Okay.
Creatures target player controls get +2/+0 until end of turn.
All right, so red 2 instant.
Yeah.
Give something menace.
Target creature gains menace until end of turn.
Uh-huh.
Creatures target player controls get +2/+0 until end of turn.
I mean, the sins that we pay for Commander are just, why would you?
It's worse. You're smiling now. You're going to lose your smile when I explain it.
Okay, help me.
Okay, so to begin with, let's imagine the world that it was just target creature gains menace until end of turn, and then that creature and all their other creatures get +2/+0.
I think that's a bizarre...
Or just all your creatures.
I think that's a bizarre instant.
It is bizarre. That part is already the first sin where you're like, why is instant gaining menace at instant speed? Something weird, right?
Yeah.
But if you just believed in it, if it was like target creature you control gains menace until end of turn, your creatures get +2/+0.
Yeah.
Where clearly whoever the menace is the instigator. Mm-hmm. And if somebody were to get rid of the instigator, then the mob would be quelled.
Yes.
Then you'd have a thing going where it's like, okay, I could look the other way on this transgression about this instant speed menace bullshit, right? The part that I don't like is the cowardice of target creature gains menace until end of turn. creatures target player controls get +2/+0 until end of turn, because I don't want it to be fizzled, because I don't really believe.
I don't really believe.
I don't really believe.
I don't want it to be killed in response.
If you don't really believe, then why are you doing that story in the first place?
I know.
At instant speed?
The thing I keep coming back to with a lot of this stuff is like, most of the cards just don't show up, man. I don't know what else to tell you. You can keep adding rate, and you can keep making sorceries instants. You can keep doing all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, someone cuts the 24th card from their draft deck. And then 3 months down the line, or 4 months down the line, or Jesus Christ, with these preview spoilers, I don't know, 6 weeks.
A
Week, 6 weeks. Eventually it all gets forgotten anyway. It doesn't really live that long in terms of how does the card play the maximal way the person casting it would want to play at the expense of counterplay and sorcery, or is it counterplay and story? It exists as just a thing that you pick up and read for forever. It's a stack of cards at your friend's house or whatever. And stuff like this, it almost just feels like, sometimes I feel like I'm listening to a CD and it's scratched. And it's just like, I put it on and I know what's supposed to be there. Something happens and it's like, man, the immersion is ruined. I thought I was listening to a song, but it turns out I was just listening to a recording of something that's damaged. Whatever, I guess. You can't fight every battle. I wish they were just okay with the card being bad sometimes. And then also, like, what do you do when it's bad? You just cut it from your deck. Who cares? This can't possibly be load bearing in any way. Is this a lesson?
Yeah.
Okay. How to start a riot.
That's the,
Okay.
something you need to learn.
Yeah.
Read the flavor text. You'll.
No. That really ties the artistry together.